It's a landscape perpetually wrapped in a thick, cold mist that clings to the pines almost all year round, creating an atmosphere that is both serene and deeply unsettling. Locals have long whispered that this mist isn't merely a weather phenomenon. They say it carries a consciousness, that it doesn't just hide the forest, it watches every step you take. Even in the bright light of day, an unnatural silence blankets the woods. The air is still and heavy, as if the entire forest is holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. Visitors often report a sudden, inexplicable feeling of unease. They hear the faint sound of footsteps crunching on leaves just behind them, or feel a sudden cold draft on the warmest of days. The path known as Death Road, which runs alongside the Victoria Boys School, is a focal point for these strange occurrences. It's here that local folklore speaks of the most chilling tale, the spirit of a headless boy. Many who have walked these woods claim to have heard disembodied whispers carried on the wind, or seen shadows move in their peripheral vision, only to find nothing there. It's a persistent feeling of being observed, a chilling certainty that you are not alone, even when the dense fog shows no one else around. Part 2. A hill with a dark reputation. Dow Hill isn't famous just for its breathtaking beauty. It's known across India as one of its most haunted locations. As dusk settles, a chilling reputation cloaks these misty slopes. Taxi drivers refuse to stop here after sunset, and locals urgently warn travelers not to wander alone, especially on the stretch known as Death Road. This fear didn't appear overnight. It has grown over decades, passed down through whispered stories of a headless boy who is said to chase vehicles before disappearing into the woods. The eerie tales extend to the Victoria Boys School, a century-old institution. When its halls are empty during holidays, locals report hearing phantom footsteps and distant, unsettling laughter echoing from within. Visitors describe sudden, inexplicable cold spots, the forest falling unnervingly silent, and the feeling of being watched from the shadows. Whether you believe the legends or not, one thing is certain: Dow Hill commands a respectful caution from all who tread its lonely paths. Part 3. The Forest Road. Of all the haunted places in Dow Hill, it's this lonely stretch of forest road that locals fear the most. They warn visitors to avoid it, especially as dusk settles and the fog rolls in, swallowing the path in a chilling, silent embrace. The most common report is the sound of footsteps, slow, deliberate, and unnervingly close. Travelers hear them echoing their own pace, but when they stop and turn around, the road is always empty. There is never anyone there. But it's not just footsteps. Others have reported the distinct feeling of being watched from the dense woods, accompanied by sudden, inexplicable cold spots that chill them to the bone. Some even claim to hear disembodied breathing just over their shoulder or catch a fleeting glimpse of a shadowy figure darting between the trees. The phantom footsteps are the most persistent, however. They will follow you, matching your every step for the entire length of the forest path. But the moment you step out from under the canopy of trees, leaving the forest behind, they suddenly stop. You are left alone in the silence, wondering who, or what, was walking with you in the dark. Part 4. The Invisible Presence. Within these isolated walls, countless visitors have described the same unsettling feeling, that they are not alone. It begins as a subtle prickle on the skin, an undeniable sense of being watched by unseen eyes. It's not a menacing presence, not something that feels threatening. It's simply a feeling of being quietly observed, as if someone is standing just out of sight. The body reacts before the mind can process it. Hairs stand up on your arms, your heart races, and your breathing feels heavier, as if the very air has thickened. There's no sound, no discernible movement, just a strong, persistent sense that something unseen is nearby, sharing the space with you. Scientists call it a psychological response to the isolation and infrasound of the old structure. Our minds creating patterns where none exist. But the locals, who have lived in the lighthouse's shadow for generations, say it's something else entirely. They say it's the old keeper, still watching over his light. The school on the hill, Dow Hill's old boarding school, is creepy AF, especially during vacations when it's closed. Guards on night shifts have reported weird stuff, doors opening by themselves, footsteps echoing in empty hallways, and faint laughter when there's no one around. The kicker? The sounds just stop. No explanation, no one found. Some say it's the restless spirits of former students stuck in the hallways. Others claim it's the school itself, creaking and groaning in the wind, but bow. The net and Dow ladder ow. That's harder to explain. Want to explore the school at night? Part 6. Repeated experiences, same stories. What makes the legend of Dow Hill so deeply unsettling isn't just one ghost story, but how countless similar stories echo through the years. Different people, separated by decades, report the exact same chilling experiences. The sound of unseen footsteps, always just behind you. An oppressive, unnatural silence that swallows all sound. And a sudden, paralyzing fear without any explanation. When strangers describe identical events without knowing the legends, it raises one chilling question. Coincidence? Or something more? It's as if the hill has a memory, a script that traps visitors in a recurring nightmare. Some say it's a residual energy, a psychic imprint of past tragedies replaying on a loop. Others claim it's a deliberate warning, a whisper from the unknown telling you to turn back. But the consistency of the tales suggests a presence that is patient and permanent. Whatever it is, it's enough to make you wonder. If you walk that path, will you be next to tell the same story? Part 7. Why the fear feels real. Psychologists say isolation, the disorienting fog, and the dense, silent forests can play tricks on the mind, creating a perfect storm for auditory hallucinations. But then why do even experienced locals, people who have walked these paths their entire lives, feel an unshakable sense of dread here? Why do people report a profound, almost physical sense of relief the moment they leave the boundaries of Dow Hill? Fear usually fades with logic, but here it lingers, clinging to you like the damp mountain air. It's as if the fear is embedded in the very atmosphere, seeping into your pores. Some attribute it to the hill's unique geography, a strange convergence of energies that amplifies anxiety. Others swear it's a malevolent presence, feeding on the fear it generates. Stories of footsteps in empty corridors keep returning visitors on edge. Whether it's suggestibility or something older, the hill grips your nerves. Leave, and your breath steadies. Return, and it tightens again. Would you walk it after dark? ART8, locals who refuse to stay after dark. Many locals openly admit they avoid the area after sunset, not because of danger, but because of discomfort. Nothing happens, they say, but something is always about to. That constant tension is what keeps Dow Hill's reputation alive. They're not willing to take chances, not even for a hefty paycheck. Some have tried to stay overnight, but the eerie feeling drives them away. Others have reported strange noises, like whispers in the wind. Part 9. Haunted or human fear? Is Dow Hill truly haunted, or is it a place where the profound silence simply amplifies our own imagination? The debate is as old as the chilling stories themselves, splitting believers and skeptics. On one hand, there are rational explanations. The wind whistling through the pines can mimic whispers. The dense, damp fog plays tricks on the eyes, and our brains, wired for pareidolia, are experts at finding faces in the gnarled bark of trees or fleeting figures in the mist. But then, there are the eyewitness accounts. Stories that defy easy dismissal. Generations of locals and visitors have reported the unnerving feeling of being watched, or hearing phantom footsteps crunching on leaves just behind them, only to turn and find nothing there. Perhaps some places truly do remember. The historical tragedies connected to the area have left an indelible stain, a psychic residue that lingers in the soil and stone. This is the belief that the hill itself holds the memory of past suffering. Some paranormal investigators point to science, suggesting high electromagnetic fields or low-frequency infrasound, vibrations below the range of human hearing known to cause feelings of anxiety and dread. Is it a vortex of this negative energy, a doorway to another realm, or simply a perfect storm of environmental factors that prey on our deepest fears? In the end, Dow Hill keeps its secrets close. The only way to form your own opinion is to walk its lonely paths after dusk and listen. Part 10. Would you visit Dow Hill? Thousands of curious travelers visit Dow Hill every year, drawn by its chilling reputation. Most leave physically unharmed, their adventure ending safely, but almost all report the same unsettling feeling, a sensation that lingers long after they've gone. They say it felt strange, not overtly terrifying, and not immediately dangerous, just fundamentally wrong. So the real question is, would you walk that forest road alone, knowing what so many others have felt before you? The hill's secrets are waiting, but are you truly ready to face them? If you go, listen to the wind. When it stops, the hill is listening back. Don't turn to check the footsteps behind you. Because on Dow Hill, what follows is always closer than it sounds. Visit if you must, but be prepared to leave the moment the road feels wrong.